he escaped. A 37-year-old man escaped on the 15th. That is from police cells, and he is the only prisoner that escaped. So after he escaped, all the other prisoners just sat there and did nothing, which is impossible. And villagers are fleeing their homes because he has killed a certain young woman, and he was supposed to appear in court, but he has failed to appear. The Zimbabwe Republic Police have failed to give a statement on his escape, and it is believed that he was being helped because he's a member of the Zimbabwe intelligence. So I'm now going to show you the window through which he escaped, and it's clear that he did not escape through that window. Something has happened over there. 2 policemen have been taken in for questioning, and their gadgets have been taken away. However, as I said in the past, this man is part of Zimbabwe intelligence. That is why he's getting away with so much and has been terrorizing the community for years. So you can see on the left, this is the window where he apparently or supposedly cut this window with a hacksaw, and then he jumped and cut that little space that you see there. That is where he supposedly went through. That is Mike Predator Mathe, one of the most dangerous criminals, but released and allowed to roam free by Zimbabwe police. Before his arrest, he had been terrorizing the community for years, and he ended up killing a woman. So he killed her, and the family of that woman is so fearful that they are no longer staying at the house, and the Zimbabwe Republic Police have not issued a statement. So this man, as far as I'm concerned, was released because he's part of Zimbabwe security, and that is why he's allowed to roam free and terrorize people. One of the women who worked for him, he took her and some of his other employees and tortured her for the night before he was arrested. He tortured her for the whole night and then took her to his home, where he kept her overnight, doing all sorts of uncalled things to her. And you can go and check out the story, it's online. However, the police decided not to put him at Khami maximum security prison, which is only 40 kilometers away, and kept him in Plumtree, where there's no security. Not only that, they made sure that after he escaped, they did not issue a statement. They are so quick to issue statements. When someone says something about Wikino at night, they are going to wake up and issue a statement. But now that we've got a dangerous criminal who is terrorizing the community and who people are afraid of, this woman, he went and killed her in Botswana. So you can see how dangerous he is. And he's got so many resources. He runs a number of businesses in Plumtree. And there's no way that this is an escape. This is totally a release. So let's see what happens. The committee is clearly saying Mathe was released. So they're saying Mathe was released by the police. They let him go because why are the other prisoners? Why didn't they escape? How come he's the only prisoner that escaped? Why was he kept at Plumtree? And all sorts of questions are arising, and people don't know what to do. They are so afraid. And you can see in last night's ZBC News Bulletin, they were accusing the police of releasing Mathe into the community. Right, so that is our top story for today. Very sad indeed. Such people should not be allowed on the street. So that is our headline. Let's go to the next headline, which is Mnangagwa. So Mnangagwa has confirmed that is not going to go to 2030. Mnangagwa is not interested in going to 2030. He has told chairman of ZANU-PF that he doesn't want to extend his term beyond 2028, and they must look for a successor. So yesterday we saw Christopher Mchangwa, explaining that Mnangagwa is not going to go to 2030. Next week, there will be an announcement on what is going to happen with the resolution number 1. So we're awaiting next week where Ziambi is going to appear and explain what is going to happen with resolution number 1. In fact, what Mnangagwa said is that people should not start jostling for a position because there is currently a president in Zimbabwe. So that is their biggest fear, that people will start fighting each other for a position. And that is why you see that there's a bit of silence on what Mnangagwa said. But Mnangagwa said he doesn't want to go to 2030. He doesn't want to extend his term beyond 2028. He is old and tired. That is what he said. He's tired and he doesn't want to go to 2030. So it's going to be very interesting. And you saw Mnangagwa warning other people not to try and then say, I am the successor. So you can go and watch this interview. It is there by HSTV. Blessed Mhlanga doing a great job. This man, Blessed Mhlanga, is becoming one of the best journalists. I like him very much. And go and watch what he's doing over there. Good job, Blessed Mhlanga. I thought about some Jerry, Unozokawa soft, but you're doing a great job. One of the best journalists in Zimbabwe right now. Good job. I like it. I like his stuff very much. Now let's go to other news. We're going to quickly run through the rest of the news. Last night I showed you Vingirai. Vingirai has thanked Mnangagwa for giving him back his properties. Vingirai was hounded out of Zimbabwe in the early days of the banking crisis and never returned. However, Mnangagwa has personally ordered that Vingirai gets his properties. Guys, Mnangagwa is doing a great job. He's trying to wrap up nicely. Let's appreciate what he's doing right now. Let's let Mnangagwa do his job in the last days. Mzabise mdara huyo. Mzabise mdara wangu Mnangagwa. He's trying his best under the current circumstances. I think you all agree that Vingirai, there is no way he was going to get those properties back except for the order of Mnangagwa. Then let's go to other stories. Monzora has appeared here last night with me for almost 40 minutes. He says there's no Congress in the MDC in the next 6 months. You can go and watch that interview that I did with Monzora. And it's clear, no one is going to see a Congress in the MDC. And he gave good reasons. You saw his good reasons. The Constitution does not allow a committee to rule or to run the MDC. So tonight, I'm going to have the spokespersons of MDC right here. I've got so much love for the MDC. That is the party where almost 1,000 people have died or been displaced during and after the period of Morgan Tsvangirai. That is the party of Nelson Chamisa, Tendai Biti, Job Scala, all the people that you know. They come from the MDC. And Monzora is saying everyone must come back and become part of the MDC. I like the MDC. I don't think that brand should be allowed to die. And Monzora, when he gets an opportunity, explains himself properly, I think he should take more opportunities to talk and explain himself. Then let's go to soccer. So right now, you can see that the Zimbabwe Premier League has wrapped up. And at the top is Scotland with MWOS, the old Wangi at number 2. And then Simba Bora at number 3. So that top 3 has stayed the same for the past 2 years. These guys have done so well. And then at the bottom, we got Kwekwe, Yada, Greenfield, and Bikita. So those 5 teams at the bottom there, you're going to see them being relegated after FIFA said they cannot proceed with the voting out or suspending relegation. So Dynamos is safe, Highlanders safe, Chicken Inn safe, but my homeboys at Bikita Minerals, Zvatadza, Zvakatadza, Nganga, Mrapka, Achida. Zvakatadza Nganga, Mrapka, Achida. So sad. But next time, please try again. Then 18 women have appeared in court in Harare for selling what I can call services. So Harare women 18 of them were caught selling services, and that's not allowed in Zimbabwe. So you can't sell services on the street or at a lodge or at any other sort of place. You must not sell your services, give for free. So right now, they were arrested and they appeared in court and they are locked up. They'll only be released if they give free services. So that is what has happened in Harare. So said, I think they should legalize. So in South Africa, they've legalized the sale of services by women. You can now freely buy services without getting arrested. So the police are wasting their time. If women are selling, they must sell. No one should stop them. So go to check it. Go and check it out at H Metro over here in their newspaper. And then let's look at other stories. And I want to quickly run through the South African press. The Americans have finally agreed to go back to G20. So last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that the Americans have indicated that they're going to be on the table for the handover of the G20 presidency from South Africa to America. However, we are expecting that an embassy official is going to come here, not President Trump, not Vice President JD. So nobody from the top, only an embassy official is going to show up here. So said, I would have loved to see President Trump in Johannesburg. That was going to be epic. Imagine President Trump arriving at Johannesburg. That would be a great thing. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Then Mr. Price have released their results. Mr. Price is the biggest clothing company inside of South Africa with thousands of branches. And they've shown their revenue at 18.6 billion, which is approximately 1.2 billion US dollars. And their gross profit is at about $500 million. And this is not a very good result because it's only 5% of inflation. If they'd taken all their money, close shop, and put it on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, they would have returned almost 40-50% right now. But unfortunately, they haven't. And it's so sad that they've got such a low growth. So Mr. Price, amazing. Their fashion is much better now. And if you are buying clothes, it's very hard to see, to compare the Chinese brands and also the Mr. Price. I think they've done so well. That is Mr. Price local. And I think they make their stuff in Durban. I've gone to their plant there at Durban. They do well, very well. And then let's go to Investec. Investec has produced their results. And you can see that Investec has got a result of about 468 million pounds. That is revenue. That is because they're listed on the London Stock Exchange. And their growth is only 1.4%, representing obviously the environment in the UK. And then we've got a top story here where a young woman has been named the CIO of the year. So that is the public sector CIO of the year. Matabo Nakene Mutingi. She is the UNISA vice president and also vice president of or CIO of ICT. She's done so well, and this is amazing. I'm going to be at UNISA very soon. I'll let you guys know when. UNISA is where I did my Master of Business Leadership, the best program at the UNISA School of Business Leadership. Many Zimbabwean guys have gone over here, and it will change your life. If you want to choose a program, the UNISA Master of Business Leadership is doing so well, and they now have an MBA. That is my understanding. But in a crazy story, we have one of the craziest stories that has happened this week. That is Gijima. So you're watching here Robert Gumede. He is the founder of Gijima, the biggest IT company in the whole of South Africa. So the courts have ruled this week that Transnet cannot cancel an agreement with Gijima So Gijima is going to continue providing services to Transnet. Transnet has signed a contract in 2019 for over 1.5 billion with the Gijima. When the agreement came to an end in June 2025, they then asked Gijima to hand over so that another service provider can take over. However, Gijima said Transnet does not have capacity and therefore they cannot hand over to Transnet because internally they do not have capacity. Transnet then went to court, and last week they've lost the court case, and the courts have ruled that Transnet is not ready and Gijima should continue to offer services. So many guys in Zimbabwe have worked for Gijima, and Gijima has got one of the biggest footprints in the banking sector, in the public sector, including a Transnet. Transnet totally mismanaged. And that is why you see this situation here, where such a big company, which had such a big IT department, many of the Zimbabwean guys who didn't work at Gijima have also audited here. So on top of the guys who worked at Gijima, I remember when I first came to South Africa, that was around 2008, auditing at Transnet at Carlton Center. And this place had a big IT department. Right now, they had to outsource. That is because of the serious fraud that took place at Transnet, mismanagement, tender fraud. And at the moment, according to that court ruling, they do not have even the capacity to run their own IT department. They have to continue with the Gijima as a partner until the conditions are okay for them to proceed. So that is crazy. Go and check out that story. I think it's in the Business Day of today. Amazing stuff. I've never seen such a court ruling, but it is happening. It's stranger than fiction. And obviously, speaking of Transnet corruption, you can see here the executives of Transnet and Malusi Gigawa, the former minister here. They are appearing in court for tender fraud, and that fraud is billions and billions. So trains that were supposed to cost 35 billion ended up costing 75 billion. That is why this massive company has been brought to its knees. So crazy stuff. Go check out that story inside of the Business Day newspaper. Right, let's quickly go through the newspapers, and I'm going to start with the Herald newspaper. So Herald Zimbabwe, let's go to Herald Zimbabwe. And obviously, you can see that Mnangagwa is going to be doing a lot. We have the biggest funeral coming up. That is the Mutuma Pongwaja has passed away. And we expect events and ceremonies to take place around that church. Is one of the biggest ZANU-PF supporting churches in Zimbabwe. So we're going to see a lot taking place this week or this weekend. I do not know how it works. If he's going to be declared a national hero, I don't know why they won't declare him a national hero. And he is someone of the, obviously, a national hero has been in the whole ZANU-PF matrix for a very, very long time. And let's start with Tagwire. Tagwire is just wandering around. I don't know what he's doing. He's going from one place to another, and no one knows what he's doing. He just goes to the place and starts dancing, and he brings artists. Yesterday, he brought Scott Sakupanya, and I don't understand what they're doing. These guys need a plan. They don't have a plan. Tagwire akabroka. Tagwire akabroka. And then let's go to Chiwenga. So Vice President Chiwenga, many people love this man. Chiwenga is loved, and it is expected that he's going to take over from Mnangagwa. Now that Mnangagwa says he's not going to be going to 2030, we expect that Chiwenga will be taking over and starting to take over his responsibilities. So Chiwenga has already arrived in South Africa, and I'll show other people that have arrived. And then let's look at other things here. Who are these guys in the picture? We're seeing Lands Agriculture Permanent Secretary Professor Obed Jiri in some sort of meeting with the World Food Program over here. And then let me quickly run through the other pictures here. Dangote and his people have arrived in Zimbabwe. I don't see what they've started doing, but they've arrived. And then let's see any other news here. I was looking for the nominations. Who was nominated for Nkulumane? So many people have arrived for the nomination, and I would like to see what has happened, but I'll let you guys know during the day. Then let's look at other things here very quickly. I want to look at particularly interesting stories, but for now, I think that's enough. Let's go to Manica Post. I hope that Manica Post is posted because I like them, and they've got that new center that they have. Unfortunately, they haven't published. So said, let's go to the Chronicle newspaper. Manje kana muchita newspaper one week and don't publish in time. Manica Post. What does it mean? You only publish once a week, and by 5, your newspaper is not out. That is so sad. Manica Post. Then let's go to a notice. I've got this catchy thing I'm seeing here. 11 years have passed. That is CM Fende. The family of Fende is remembering their grandfather. And then let's go to Nkulumane. Here is Nkulumane. I'm going to unpack it for you during the day. So the candidates in Nkulumane, they are going to be ZANU-PF Youth Chairperson Freedom Rechu, CCC Mr. Motisi Ndlovu, who is popularly known as Madlela Sikobo Kobo, Sikobo Kobo, and also Alson Moyo of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Ms. Nompilo Ngube Malaba from Zank, and then independent candidates, former Bulawayo City Council Alderman Rodin Jele, Esther Excelia Zita, the wife of the late Moyo. This is crazy, guys. And Mbuso Fuzwai. And then Vivian Vuyo Sbanda of ZAPU and Mrs. Ethel Sbanda of MDCT. So I want to mention something about the wife of the late Moyo. So there has been a fight between the party where Skobokobo, the friend of the late Moyo, is now contesting the wife. So I told you yesterday, and let me show you, this is crazy. So politics is not, you don't just enter politics just because you want. You must have something to offer. However, what these guys have done, they have taken it as a family thing. So the candidates that are coming to Nkulumane, they just take it like a family thing. That my husband was the MP, so now I'm going to be the MP. I don't understand how this is going to work. This is terrible. So look at the people who are contesting. So Skobokobo and the wife should have talked, and one of them should have been the MP candidate. At the moment, you have the bizarre situation where there's no hatred between the wife and the friend, and they're all contesting. I saw Sengezo there. That was poor leadership. And by Sengezo, we should have set the guys down and said either the wife takes over or the friend takes over. Now, what do these guys have to offer? What kind of a candidate are you offering right now? All these people here have got no plan. People from Nkulumane, they're being represented by people that just want to be there, but they don't have a plan. And that constituency needs a lot. It needs to do a lot. Unfortunately, people in Zimbabwe don't know what an MP is. An MP is not a job. An MP is an opportunity to serve. It's like being a president. You can't just be a president without a plan. Look at this man, Mutarika. He's doing so well, and people love him. That is because he's got a plan. That's why they had to call him back in Malawi. So that's what we need in Nkulumane, not these fake candidates we're seeing right now. None of those candidates have a plan. They have not come out with a plan to say, this is what I want to do for Nkulumane. I heard someone saying, I'm going to do the very thing that that Gijima was doing. What was Gijima doing? Did you even come out and say what you know about what Gijima was doing? So that is crazy. Zimbabwean politics is a joke, and that is why it is a joke. Because people are a joke. Now let's go to, let me see if I can find something else. I want to look at one of the most interesting people I've ever seen, and that is in Gweru. Guys, in Gweru, let me show you who is there. I want to show you guys so that you don't miss out. This young lady here, she's called Miss Wimbai Chingwa Ra Muse. Muse is Chindau. Wanotaura Chindau. So Miss Wimbai Chingwara Muse said vendors will soon have a proper shades over their heads. So that is a market in Gweru, Simtapa Seba. She is doing so well. That is a spokesperson for Gweru here. Go check it out, and you get a store in Gweru. Even if you don't like it, you get a store in Gweru. Then let's go to our people. Have we finished all the papers? Let's try to look at one or two papers. I think let's go to the Star. Muse. Museve. Museve is Muse. That is what it means in Shona. So USA makes a U-turn on G20 boycott. You see it here. They are going to have an embassy official arriving. And then let's see if there's anything else here that I haven't covered already. I want to quickly look at it. Matric cheating, court holds release of results. So the Mpumalanga High Court has set aside an order compelling the Department of Basic Education to release withheld matric results to learners who were accused of being part of a massive cheating scandal in the 2022 exam. So said, it's happening everywhere. In Zimbabwe, they are trying to put a law right now as we speak against cheating. And then at Sowetan, they are saying, here, let me show you what they're saying. The big text, Pretoria Stamps Authority has set tone for ES attendance to the gathering. Right. I think this is crazy. Look at President Ramaphosa. He's doing so well, flanked by the European Council President Antonio Costa and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen at a press conference yesterday. Go check out this thing. It's so exciting and it's interesting. So let's go to our people. Let's start with Fadzai for the first time. Fadzai, I like it. So let's go to Fadzai Mahere. She's one of the people that have arrived at the G20. So let me show you Fadzai, what she said. So let's go down. I hope that I see this post. Yes, there. So Fadzai is one of the group of youngsters that are going to do well in the future. I had the privilege of engaging in a thought-provoking conversation about challenging authoritarianism, building political power, and transforming the policy landscape in our countries. So that is Advocate Fadzai Mahere. You can see her over here. Voices of resilience and power. Amazing stuff. Go check it out. I didn't see the video, but you can go look for it. And then let's see Young Ostalos. He was also over there. Young Gift Ostalos Siziva. Let's see what he's saying. So we're entering a new period now. With Mnangagwa saying he's going to leave, you're going to see a lot. Have arrived in South Africa for the G20 summit. That is Young Ostalos. He is doing so well. And you cannot have a future without these two youngsters here in our politics. Let's go to another person that is very interesting. That is Minnie Baloy. So Minnie is doing so well. She is currently attending the Miss Universe. And I showed you she's doing a lot. And let me show you what she did yesterday. Let's see if I can find the picture. So Minnie is now one of the judges. And let's see if I can see one picture of Minnie. I want to show you a picture of Minnie. Look at it, guys. So Minnie is over here. Sorry, guys, this is not Minnie. This is Lishanda Moyas. So that is Lishanda Moyas. the Miss Universe Zimbabwe. She's doing well. I don't know about the swimsuit. What I said is they should have made the swimsuit using the Zimbabwe cloth. So that was going to make her stand out a lot. But it's up to you guys to say if you like it or not. But Minnie is featuring in a lot of pictures. You can go on her Instagram. You can also see the page called Miss Universe Zimbabwe Updates. That is where you can see a lot of pictures about what's happening at Miss Universe. They're going to do so well. And then let's go to Madam Boss. She's one of our people. And let's see what she did. Right. So she's mourning. Today, our family lost a beloved soul. My sister's daughter, Mwana Wamai Karadzangare, has left us at only 31. So I don't see the picture of the young lady who passed away. But let's see what she's saying here. Vote. Download the application, guys, and vote. That is for Lishanda Moyas.
Hi, Shanda Moyas. Madam Boss here. All I want to say is we are rooting for you. We are supporting.
Okay, guys, I don't know how to use Facebook. So go and vote for her. I think I've even lost my Facebook connection. So she says, go and vote for Lishanda Moyas. And that is amazing. Then let's look at Honorable Chido Sanyatwe, the woman with the best hair in the whole country. She's not posting a lot these days. I don't know why. But she's got the best hair in the whole country. There's no woman with hair like Chido Sanyatwe. So let me see what she is saying today. She's talking about, okay, countdown to Legacy TV. What's happening with Legacy TV? So let's see here. I don't want to see music, guys. So anything with music, I can't play. I have to stop it. But that is what you can see it on her page. And then let's go to President Dumaboko. Okay, President Hakainde Hichilema is posted. Let's go to him. And he said, today with the honor, we received His Excellency, Mr. Li Qiang, Premier of the State Council of the Republic of China. So China is basically living inside of Zambia. So they should just make a small little village where the Chinese guys can come and live. Because what is going to happen is Zambia is doing so well, the president is loved, and many countries are coming here. So there is no week that passes without a delegation. And President Hakainde Hichilema doesn't go anywhere. He just waits and they come. Zambia doing so well. I love Zambia. And the Zambians, they are so business focused. They spend their time on business. They are not wasting time. I love Zambia. So go check out President Hakainde Hichilema, one of the most followed, in fact, the most followed president in this region, with 2 million followers. Let's see how many followers Mnangagwa has got. Maybe Guti, the most followed, but Mnangagwa might be. So Mnangagwa has got 624 followers, right? So his last post is here. President Hakainde Hichilema has got 2 million followers. President Maboko has got 1 million followers. Let's see Chamisa. How many followers Chamisa has got? Chamisa has got more followers than most presidents. But let me see. In fact, his following has dramatically reduced. I don't know how. He's got 611 followers. Chamisa used to have over 1 million. I don't know what has happened. And then let's see my Titi. She used to be one of the most followed people in Zimbabwe with over 2 million followers. Let's see how many followers she's gotten. So you can see, okay, she's actually on some Instagram kind of thing. But she used to be one of the most followed people in Zimbabwe. Well, knowing that Madam Boss, let's see Madam Boss, how many followers she's got. Madam Boss has got 2.1 million followers. So in Zimbabwe, she is currently the top. She has got more followers than President Hakainde Hichilema. But President Hakainde Hichilema, the most followed president in our region. Who did I leave? I didn't leave anyone. Let's go to X. So I'm going to go to X and see who is over there. Let's look at Chamisa, my homeboy. Ariere Chamisa. Pane wambona were Chamisa. Chamisa, my homeboy. So Chamisa is very interesting to me because he has to work with these guys. Now that we're going to have a new dispensation, Chamisa will have to work with everybody. So let's quickly look at Chamisa. Chamisa has posted nothing. Let's look at Tendai BT. Tendai BT has posted. I don't see anything from Tendai BT. I don't know if he formed anything. It was said that Tendai BT has formed, but I don't see what is formed. That was just a fake, fake formation. And then obviously Tagure is trying his best to appear like he's doing something. Tagure has got no plan. I can assure you guys, Tagure has got no plan. And he's not going to win anything. He's going to lose. And then let's go to Sanyatwe. Let's go to Sanyatwe. Sanyatwe. I think Wikino. If they put Wikino, maybe he can win. Not Tagure. Tagure will lose. Sanyatwe has not posted anything as far as I can see here. Nothing new from Sanyatwe. And then let's look at Opa. Wa Opa Muchinguri Kashiri. One of the president wow. Manje wachaita say. She's the president wacha di 2030. Wachaita defense minister one. Wachaita defense minister one. Wa Opa. She's wakamboti iwo. Apaiti wana baba wawiri pamusha. Wachaita say. Wachaita baba wachaita wachiwenga. Saka wachaita say wachiwenga wa baba. All right, I think we've covered everything that I needed to cover. Guys, what is happening is that because I didn't get accreditation for G20, I'm not going to be inside G20. I went to the ministry over there and they said they want the big media houses, but they're going to miss out. You guys are going to see so much. They're going to miss out. They don't know. Deco. South Africa's Deco is very funny. They don't have a policy for growing media, local media. So the social media of South Africa does not do news. There's no one doing current affairs in South African news. They do analysis. No one goes out and follows the news except for MDN. I've seen the guys at MDN News, but they don't do analysis. So you don't get to see what's going on. You just see video, but it doesn't get put together. So when I went to the DECO guys, I said, give us accreditation, and they haven't done it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you that this is happening. This is what it means. This is what this person means. There's no media like Gambakwe in the whole of Southern Africa. Pakaipa. So what's your analysis on gold? Guys, gold is crazy. So let me show you what has happened to gold yesterday. There are 3 news events this week. So yesterday, what gold did, it shot up to over 40,000, 41,000. Then it stayed there and came back down to around 41.50. And then today there's news at 9:30, which is the UK CPI. And then the other news, go to forexfactory.com to see what's happening with the gold. But let me show you the chart. It's doing what we call in Shona, kudanganyidza. When someone is just writing it, they don't know what they're writing. In Shona, that is called kudanganyidza or kunyora. That is crazy. So let me show you what has happened to gold. And I have my gold chart every day in front of me. So don't trade gold when there's news. Unofira mahara. So let me show you gold. So gold in the short term is ranging. When I say it's ranging, I mean it's not direction. However, the big companies have started selling. So if it goes up, it's going to be brought down. So let me show you what happens with the gold. And this is a short-term 15-minute chart of gold. If you want to make money, be in gold. Either in shorting or in long, it's one of the best assets to trade. So let me show you the chart. I'm sorry, I just saved to bring this chart up because I didn't have it. So this is the gold chart on 15 minutes, right here. That is what we call ranging. Semesa. Then let's go to the hourly chart. In fact, let me go to the H4 chart and I'll show you what it's called. This is bad because we are in the middle of the chart and gold is very interesting. However, you can see Kuti on the 1 hour chart, we are right in the middle of the range, which is 40.55. That is a strong resistance. If it passes 40.55, it's going to crash, and then it will hit the 4,000 number. So today we expect that during the news, there's news at 9:30, it will weak and hit 4,000. So I'm going to see it over here. Don't think that I am an expert in God. I'm just telling you, but I'm not an expert in God. Don't listen to me. Just do your own thing. So this is the gold chart at 1 hour, right? So on 1 hour, you can see that gold went to 42.46 at the top there, and then went down this week to the lowest level it has ever been, which is 3,999. That day I told you. So that crash there from 42.46 down to 3,999. It happened this week, and then it recovered, and it's ranging. And overnight it came down from 41.10 to 40.48. So that is crazy. If you know gold, you know what that means. The big players are selling, but it doesn't go like this. It is going to crazy. It's going to kill you before it goes down. So myself, I don't trade because I don't have time. But if you like trading, if you like money for pizza, so let's say you want to eat pizza, you know that you must trade just for that. Kuti utenge pizza yako, and you must be careful. Okay, Moyo, I hope you're happy. And I do know the theory of trading like crazy. What happened to Zimbabwe properties, I'll tell you about it midweek. That is being done by Mohadi. 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 Mdara wangu Mohadi. Usazondimanyisa. Ukatona muHarare. So 2 days ago, I was supposed to be in Harare. Guys, matsvagirwa andakaita anotyisa. Ndakatsvagwa zvinotyisa. Monditsvagirewo mana. Ndingoriwo zvangu munhu. Okay, I think we've covered everything. And as I said, Mnangagwa is looking good. So I want to make this point. If Mnangagwa continues with the path that he's taken now, he's going to be a statesman. He's refusing to go to 2030. He's not doing crazy stuff like what's happening in Tanzania. He is letting people do what they do. He doesn't interfere because he's living. He doesn't interfere, and he's building stuff. So Mnangagwa doing very well, and we must give him, for the first time, we're going to say Mnangagwa is doing well. Let him do well. Ampana uyo. Ngatim promote aite CDF. CDF. Kana wakaita CDF, shoni ndoswera pabarak. Ndakagara zvangu. Ndichidya beans dzemugaba. Beans dzemugaba. Vakomana vearmy vari kudya beans dzemugaba. So sad. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. Let's go to more comments and then I'm out. What time is it? 45 minutes. I'm talking longer than Makandiwa. Makandiwa. Right. Let's see if there's any comments here. Mnangagwa is gone and now he's looking good. Mnangagwa doing well after killing 20,000 people during Kukraundi. Stop lying, Peter. Mnangagwa did not kill 20,000 people. Guys, we don't want to lie. So there have been many massacres in Zimbabwe. Multiple massacres in Zimbabwe. Starting way back when Zimbabwe was still not a country. During independence of Zimbabwe, there's been so many massacres. People were killed at Nyadzonya, at Chimoyo. Then there were massacres during the war. Many people buried in the caves in Zimbabwe. So don't put that aside. The first massacre in Zimbabwe was not at Gukuraundi. After independence, there have been so many massacres that took place. But nothing compares to what has happened in Tanzania. In Tanzania, they did a curfew. And any person they saw walking, they shot him dead, resulting in over 6,000 youngsters being killed. Have you seen any picture of the burials? That is because over 6,000 youngsters were killed. And the burials were done in secret. Tanzania is a massive country. and so many people have been killed. Nothing of that sort has ever happened in Zimbabwe, where in one day you get 6,000 people. The army of that country is crazy. I've never seen anything of that nature. And you must appreciate what I'm saying right now. Mnangagwa has said he's going to leave and he's going to do a smooth handover. Don't make your country look bad when things are doing well. Some things are good, and we appreciate that portion. So I'm not a Mnangagwa spokesperson. Mnangagwa is spokesman wake Charamba, Jenfan, we use Zoro. I don't know you. Nick Mangwana, Zoro. I don't put our own using Soro, but Kajinji, Ano Rasika, Nick Mangwana. Let's see what Hopo said. Hopo, Ano Rasika, but most times is okay. I like Hopo. But most times the problem with Hopo is when real things happen, it doesn't comment. For example, what is his view on job scholar being linked to ZANU-PF and the guys who gave him money? He said something, don't take money, don't be trapped. What is his view on that? Kuti munhu opposition anotora mari yeZANU. Zvinorevei izvozvo. Zvinorevei kutora mari yeZANU. I think job scholar, I need to bring him here and he must answer. We must question job scholar, what he was doing when he took that money, Nigel. I was seeing Andy Hodges and Young Kuda Mnangagwa over here. And you can see that Tinopona Tintin Katsande, she's doing so well. She has recovered from cancer. Amazing stuff. And she's doing so well. One of the cancer survivors in Zimbabwe. So go check it out. Tintin, former Studio 263. She's boss. And I was looking here for Oppo. Oppo Chingono is one guy who covers a lot of news. He does give a lot of analysis. Most of it is correct. But but mostly is correct about Tagore. Go and check it out. He's got good analysis on Tagore. He's good analysis about a lot of things. Nkulumane, the widow of late Nkulumane MP Desire Esther Zita, successfully filed the nomination court. This one, he is wrong. This one is compromised. This one is compromised. How can you say other countries are compromised? What did they do to you? So you must not just say people are compromised. What did Kobo do to be compromised? What did all the other countries? So Hopo has got such a big platform. So you can't just say statements like this person is compromised. You must give. I don't believe a widow should become a candidate. It's not, could my husband die, then I'm now the candidate. No, I don't agree with it. If she wins, what's she going to do? That is a question that we must answer. We need a candidate, and we don't want weak MPs. We've got so many weak MPs. When Fadzai left parliament, you saw what happened. I think the lady from Kariba, Mrombet, she's probably the best MP right now, who asks questions, who stands there and talks. The rest of the people are just sitting around, earning the money and driving the Raptor. Did you see what that guy did? What's that guy's name? There's a guy who got out of jail. He was released recently after he stepped or he crashed his Ford Ranger into another person. Matthew Msengezi. Do you see that he did the same thing yesterday? So this is this guy, Matthew Msengezi, car dealer. He killed a person in I think that was 2021. He crashed into a person and ran away. And yesterday he's done the same. Matthew Msengezi ran away after he crashed into another car. So this Ford Ranger drivers, everyone wants to drive a Ford Ranger, but it doesn't mean you could drive a Ford Ranger. Is what you do when an MP. What are you offering to the people? I don't agree in a widow taking over as MP. That is crazy. Imagine if that was to happen in all countries. Crazy stuff. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Today is a Friday. So I'll be back here later. Please go and check out all the large number of posts that we've done during the week. And I'll see you guys later. Let's see what happens with the burial of Mutuma Pomwaja. That is big. And I was posting here because I apologize for saying during the week that a certain person got in a car. In fact, the person who got the car is Aaron Chundramoy over here. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again during the midday updates. And a good day to you all.